into. And now Elephane, as you come over to inspect, you can definitely see that someone has missed a pressure plate, and this is definitely a trap. But the trap has been actually the trap is more this way. So it's more towards the intersection past the pit. This intersection, there was two intersections. This intersection did not have a pit, but the one past that did, and it's the same type of pressure plate that was on each side of that trap. And you can definitely tell that this is a trap. It's a trap! It's a trap!
I am going to disarm it just in case.
Okay. And how are you going to disarm this? I kind of need to know this.
You said the pressure plate?
Yes.
Good question.
This is... You definitely think that... Well, you definitely know that this is a trap because it involves a pressure plate, but you've never seen anything like this before. So this is why I'm asking you.
So it can't be pressed down.
Oh yeah, definitely press the plate down. That's what I want you to do.
No, wedge something into it so it can't be pushed down.
Oh, that's a good thing. Oh.
Can I rip the pressure plate top off of it and just smash the gears?
Sure, if you want to do that.
Do we all want to die?
I would advise against it.
Just brute force.
Alexander, is that truly your hit points?
Yeah. I am very low.
Aren't you taking some type of rested increase or hit points or whatever?
Yeah, you guys are out of combat. I mean,
I'm gonna take the rest
Heal
of
up.
this.
We're not going to take a 5-minute breather yet, not whilst we're still in here, whilst there were slimes around.
Never mind.
We spent 15 minutes talking about the slime before it fell on us.
I'm fine. I'll do it.
Alright.
I'll do it in the half.
I will wedge one of my arrow tips underneath the plate so it can't be pressed again.
okay. So I'm going to make you do another trap check for this, because this is a new trap that you've never encountered and finicky. So you're able to, god damn you, you're able to nail that check. And very nice roll, 19. I had a DC of 15, so you're able to lodge an arrowhead under it. You break the shaft off, and now the pressure plate is good. You've marked it however you're going to mark it, and so nobody else steps on it.
Ta-da! Power of Rogue. Continue.
Yeah, but as I told Vey, you can actually see a compartment, because the roof is damaged throughout this entire catacomb complex. So you're actually able to see where some of the false paneling that's actually hiding something long that covers the entire ceiling. And it starts right here. Right here. Right around the where the intersection is. And the chains go up into the roof, but there's a compartment back that way. So yeah, there's definitely a trap. Yeah. I would have loved for someone to step on that, but you guys missed it.
I would assume that no one wants to ever trigger that trap, because it looks like the ceiling would fall in.
Well, not the ceilings. No, the ceiling's not going to fall in, but over time, I mean, it's going to anyway, because this place is pretty old anyway. So
you don't want to trigger something that might, make it
kill us all.
Yeah. All right, so you guys got that. Actually, good job. It was actually a pretty cool trap. I'm not going to show you, but because I'm just going to kind of save it for down the line. All right, so
I will store that one in my memory for later.
Oh, definitely. I would give you. I wouldn't give you such a negative as I did with this trap. So every trap that you have not encountered, of course, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to detect and kind of figure things out and stuff. So, all right. So what are you guys going to do? Still have the grate and the south side of this area as well. So
I'm gonna let Elephant go first to search for traps.
And over several minutes, these slimes kind of just dissipate into a clear liquid and start absorbing down into the actual flooring.
Yeah, they disappear like they do in the games.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an MMO, guys. I mean, they just kind of disappear down into the ground.
They despawn.
They just despawn.
despawn.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna go farm some materials. Gonna go herbing and mining. I'll be back in a bit.
Did I give you an X, Alexander? I did give you
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
X. Wow, I killed
Alexander
your
so
is
ass.
dead. Like I said, I'm a slime now.
Wow, I did mess
Yeah,
your day
but-
up, didn't I?
I think he should be healed before we proceed further anywhere. Tank being below half health is bad.
Like 1 point below half health. No, 5 points.
Yeah, and there's this grate with a very humid type of warm steam coming out of it. And I believe you passed over it once where it was pure darkness, where I told you it was pure darkness and you couldn't see anything down in there. I believe it was Bell that kind of inspected it a little bit.
Yes, it was. So, you gonna take it out of combat heal or just stay half dead?
Stay half dead. You're just gonna stay
Heal,
half dead.
fool.
And you're back up to I'm sure you're probably back up to full health because of the rejuvenation that you had on you.
Hey,
He didn't have it.
I did.
Alexander, did you do your roll?
And roll
Well,
for
no, you get a, what is it?
1 second.
5 plus,
It's
5 plus
5.
yeah,
something
5
con.
plus your con plus your level, so you're going to get back
Yeah.
a total of 5 plus your con plus your
I think
level.
it's-
That's a 5-minute breather.
11 hit points in total.
Okay.
1 second, my game is loading. I accidentally hit the wrong button and tabbed out.
You guys are starting to get a pretty big mana pool. That's almost worth getting some heavy armor to take the strain to cast. Amonisis. Yeah, I should give you guys some kind of like
I'm gonna walk
bonuses
forward
for
a little bit, checking
the amount of
traps.
time you guys spend in the stream. I should come up
Whatnots.
with some kind of system, some kind of mod or something. I should do that. And then sometimes I'll let you guys spend points to get into a one shot. Whoever has the most points can spend them and get into a one shot. I think that would be a pretty cool thing. I think there's a mod out there for that. Let me check into that, guys. Let me write that down on my list.
I'm gonna follow him slowly.
That way everybody can earn points while they're in the channel. Yeah, the grate has steam coming up from it. Actually quite humid, actually. And when you look down into the Great Elephant, you see nothing but pure darkness. And then once in a while you hear like a water drop, or maybe a rock falling.
Steam. That could be hot water or lava.
Who is the Guild of
Yep.
Fools, Gurnt?
I'm gonna yell hello down the thing to see if we get a response.
You yell down into the hole, and you hear yourself echo, "Hello, hello, 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 hello."
And then after that, I'd say, hello, Mr. Well, and kind of wave at it.
Is there any like smell that comes from it, like sulfur or anything like that?
Or methane.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, it doesn't smell like any kind of combustible gas.
Alright, I will light another arrow and fire it down the pit and see how deep it is.
Okay. As you light the arrow, you shoot it down into the hole, and it lights up. I mean, it doesn't light up a whole lot, but you can actually tell that it is like a very shiny type of marble floor. And you can see that there's actually gold inlay grout into the tiles. You can see the wall. There's some beautiful columns, and it looks unlike, not this level. I mean, it just looks like something that you've never seen before. But you have seen dwarven craftsmanship, and you do notice that this is definitely of dwarven craftsmanship. That's for sure.
Alright.
Approximately how far down is it?
It's
Who
about
built shit like this.
It's about 20 to 25 feet down.
Alright, Alexander, can you See if you can get that grate off of it after I check it for traps.
No Minotaurs tonight, Evan. They stream
would
D&D
be
and Pathfinder. Oh, that's cool. I've never
17.
heard of them or checked them out. I usually don't look at a whole lot of streams. And what was that check for? I'm sorry.
Traps on the grate.
No, there's no traps.
Okay, Alexander, do your thing.
I'm gonna stick my hand
Oh,
down
that's
and
cool.
pull it out.
I've never heard of that. But I'll set up a point system
There
for you
is my whole
guys.
14 for the strength check for pulling that out.
You can't budget. You can't budget at all. I mean, it seems like it's actually part of the floor.
Anyone got a hammer so we can smash this thing?
Alright, I want to check the walls for switch or something.
3. All right, go ahead and give me an engineering check or a thievery check, one of the two.
I'm going
Trap
to do
check
that,
or whatever.
but I'm going to do it on
Actually,
the opposite side
no.
of the
Give me
thing.
probably. Hold on. I would say engineering for this. If you're actually looking for like a lever or something, or some kind of secret panel, yeah, just go ahead and give me an engineering check.
I
That's a
climbed a
cunning, right?
wall.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
see anything. And as you're looking around, Elephane, you're scouring the walls. You notice that the light that was shining through the grate is now gone. And you know that your arrows usually stay lit for quite a while. And then you start to hear a little rumble. You start to hear some heavy, heavy, heavy steps. Sort of like a poof.
Run away!
I'm leaving. I'm gonna go over here with Belle. So Belle,
Wow, really?
how was your day?
And as you start to look at the grate, the smoke kind of thins out, and then all of a sudden, through the grates, several large metallic iron fingers grab the grate and start shaking it, and now everything is starting to rumble. The roof is starting to small, streams of dirt are starting to sift through the roof. And then a couple seconds later, the actual grate is actually pulled into the actual floor itself, and now there's a huge hole.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, fuck. How about we
And
go-
a big steel golem crawls out of the hole in front of you and lets out a monstrous scream. It's sort of like if you've ever seen War of the Worlds, that type of scream that the creatures actually let out. That's the type
Which
of
version?
scream. The Tom Cruise version,
Oh.
the
I cast
Scientology type
courage
of
on the
urge.
tank.
Yeah, he needs some courage, little puss.
Ooh.
You cast courage on the tank?
So I'm going to give everyone one free round, and then we're going to roll initiative. So,
I'm
but,
gonna charge it.
but what I want you guys to do,
Can I have a free action to say hello?
yeah, I want.
Offer
Hello,
some beads.
hello, please. What is your name? Gert, thank you for the 100th follow.
Cometh in peace.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the community. So what I want you guys to do is leave the game real quick and come back in, because I want to get this. I want to see if that fixes the initiative tracker.
Okay.
So just kind of go back out to the actual loading screen, the game screen, and we'll see if that actually kind of fixes things.
I feel a very stony butt raping coming on.
Yeah, everybody give me a perception check. Actually, I want a. Let's see, what kind of.
Oh, what type?
Actually, I want probably a cunning check.
Oh, those cunning checks, man.
Hold
Can
on.
I do a cunning historical law check to see if
I
I
think
know
that's-
anything of steel golems?
I think that's probably the. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like golems are a super. I mean, yeah, they're super rare, but in dwarven culture and in teachings, they're actually pretty well known, I would think. So,
So historical lore would it be?
yes. Everybody give me a cunning historical lore, if you have it.
I do, but don't know anything though.
Okay. No.
They's a pimp.
I've actually got... Sorry about that, I had to cough. Yeah, everybody actually made the check. So you guys do know that the Iron Dwarves basically come from dwarven craftsmanship. There's not a lot of them. The dwarves actually don't use them anymore, but you do know that they are very much influenced by lyrium, and they have lots of electrical energy. And let's see. You know that these warriors were to protect the dwarven people from the destruction at their door, and which were the deep roads. And however, throughout the years, through the battlefields, attrition to steel golems have all but disappeared, except for a scant handful that do remain. And guess what? You guys found one. You guys found an iron golem. I'm sorry, a steel golem. You guys are lucky.
We're awesome.
Now,
Can we parlay with it?
Are they innately aggressive, or?
Well, what do you think? I mean, he just
They're
pulled
defenders
the.
of dwarven people.
Yeah, he just pulled the grate down into the.
Well, we just fired an arrow at it.
Fudge.
Everybody has one. Okay, now that we're back into the game, everybody has one free action. So I'm gonna put this back on player mode. Sorry, guys.
Here you go.
My free action is to use my major and my minor, and I'm gone. So how far can I move with my major and minor? It's 3 times, isn't it, my max?
3 times your movement. Yep.
So that will be basically halfway back to the farm.
And it does let out one of those hideous, loud yells that, I mean, almost, well, it does definitely scare the shit out of you. And you guys are definitely intimidated. But this roar is just, I mean, just almost to the point of shattering your eardrums. I mean, it is just so loud.
Wow.
So I very carefully, and if you need to do any perception checks for traps or anything like that, remembering also where that pit is, so as not to trigger it again, start moving up this way.
Well, I think the pit is still open. So
Is it?
if
I
I'm
don't know,
not
I haven't got high
mistaken.
enough up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed that trap thing.
Well, I will go ahead and take my action if no one else will.
I'm
for it.
taking my action now.
Well, Bell's moving. Bell just saw a iron golem
And ran like a coward.
started running like a bitch. So
our DPS hit the road.
hit the road, Jack.
Well, yeah,
Alright, well,
maybe I'm
my
trying
action will
to.
be-
Maybe as a free action, I say, maybe I'm trying to lead it somewhere.
Or you're just running away. So-
Nice
no,
try.
maybe I'm trying to lead it somewhere.
I follow Bell out the door.
All right. So one at a time. Hold on, one at a time, Bell. You're moving.
Do I need to do a check to go around this pit, or?
Well, I don't think you're being too cautious. So give me a.
I did say I was being extremely cautious, and I'd roll any perception checks you needed me to roll.
Well, I don't need you to do a perception check. I want you to do an acrobatics dexterity check to get over this spike trap safely.
I guess I did well.
Yeah, you did. You did fine. You were able to basically jump the entire length of the pit. And how much movement do you have?
I have. If I'm being very careful, actually, would you just have me do just normal movement?
Well, you get 3 times your movement. So
Ooh, I got an idea.
if your movement is 40 or something like that, whatever your movement is.
Okay, so I'm just going to stay at this side, and as the rest of the group approach, I'm going to suggest that they cover this pit over.
They're nowhere
what?
close, so that you're You're down the hall. They can't hear. They can't hear you.
As,
You're
as,
like
they, as they
50.
actually approach, I'm going to suggest they attempt do the best they can to cover this pit over. Assuming they do actually approach.
Yeah, they're 70 feet from you. All right, so your turn is done. Vey, you're up.
Alright, I'll cast Rejuvenate on Alexander and back into this hallway.
Okay.
Can I take as a minor action to pour some of my lyrium potion out on the ground
Well,
right
your minor was to do your movement. So
Alright then, never mind.
yeah, your major was to cast the actual rejuvenation spell.
That's right.
I'm going to do both my move to the
Take 2 points.
double. I did.
Alright.
And
Alright.
would I take the 1d6 roll again? Would that be next? No, that'd be next. I'm going to blow both my things in movement and gonna run.
All right. Gonna leave the party to die.
Wow,
2 people.
a hero.
Well, our
Yeah.
Kunari,
I'm gonna
brave
stop
Kunari
for the
hero.
Trap.
All right. So are you jumping over the trap?
I am not going to jump over the trap. I am going to do the shimmy over here. if I
Okay.
can.
Well, then you can. Your movement will end right around the edge of the pit,
Okay.
on the other side of the pit. So,
Right
okay.
up here anyway.
Elephane, you are up,
That
sir.
is what Elephane does. I move and guard the healer
Okay.
since she cannot move anymore.
Thank you.
Thunder X Wind, thank
So,
you for the
Ethan
follow
Hill's right
as
here.
well. Lots of new follows tonight. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. All right, so now you guys have had your free action, and we are going to roll initiative for Vey, Elephane, and the Steel Golem.
I mean, I'm still
hopefully it
involved.
will
I
work.
want to draw it up where I am. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, so my turn tracker is working on my player screen. Is it
Yep.
working for you guys?
Yeah, mine's working now.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, it's very good. So, oh boy, you guys are lucky as shit here. So, Elephane and Vey, you both have turns before the golem, which is now in the upright position, and you can actually see 2 large glowing eyes in the darkness to the east, where the golem came up through the floor, and you do know that this thing is as tall as the roof, and actually a little bit taller than what the hallway that you're in. So,
Elephant,
Alright.
we've been abandoned. I think we should scat.
Oh, yeah. Can I hold my action till after Vey goes?
if you're gonna do a run, yeah, I'll allow you to do that.
Alright.
Disappointing. I was hoping they would fight
I'm
the.
going to move back.
I was hoping they were going to fight the steel golem. So,
Would
little
that put me
disappointing.
At least a bell.
well, you get if you're going to use your minor and your major, and if you do an acrobatics check to jump over the pit, then yes, you can get 3 times your movement. Now, if you do both still, but if you want to kind of scurry around the edges, I'm going to eat up one of those actions, and you will be on the other side of the pit because of the time that you actually do take to not fall into the pit.
Yeah, I'm going to be careful about going across the pit.
Okay, so you'll be right on the other side of the pit where Alexander is.
All right.
Elephant.
How much movement can you get in a minor action?
Just regular standard movement. So if you have, 15 yard movement, you can move 45 feet. So. Oh man, that would be a lot, man. That golem, that would actually be worth quite a bit, I'm sure.
Alright, what I'm gonna do is move to just before the pit and turn around and fire my arrow at the pressure plate to dislodge the arrowhead.
Oh, now
Nice.
that's a fucking XP bonus right there if this shit works. So that's awesome. I like that. I thought about that. I'm like, man, he might do that, but I was like, man, these guys are just gonna haul ass and get out of here. So, all right.
Well, in my defence, I wasn't hauling ass. I was waiting for them to get here so we could cover this pit over so it falls in the pit.
Oh.
That was my whole plan. With this pit.
He can
Make him
still
fall
fall
in
in the
there.
pit. But the
Well-
question is, would the spikes hurt his iron body?
Yeah, he just climbed out of a hole. That's all.
So I fire at the arrowhead to dislodge it with a 20 to hit.
Okay. So you're Okay, now you got to remember, you're firing in the darkness.
Yeah. I
So-
will take the negative and hopefully I hit.
And you already rolled. You rolled a 20. I was going to set the DC as a 20 with your attack hit, which a 20 is pretty high. But you do actually,
Yeah, it is.
with the luck of the Dalish, you do hit you hear something, and you hear chains start to unravel, and you hear something just swoop, sort of like a swooping sound, but that's all you hear.
Alright, I guess I'm done.
Okay. It's actually a good shot. Alright, so we're back to the golem. I'm going to go ahead and put a little light source on the golem. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but I will. Just give me 1 second. Everybody in the stream, give me 1 second. I want to show you guys something. Alright. Players do not see light. Alright, so there you go. This is just for you guys. You guys can't see this. The others can't. Cannot see it, so...
Oh, and Alexander, take your extra.
Alright, so what has happened, guys, is the golem has
Oof.
traveled down the
That was
hall,
the best heal ever.
and the arrow that was fired by Elephane triggered a log, sort of like a spike log trap, that actually had fallen down from the roof. And as you can see here, the golem has basically just takes a little bit of damage. Well, the log didn't even hit him. He basically just plows his way through because the log was already activated. Now that the iron golem has made some movement, he's basically crushed through the actual log trap. But that was the actual trap was a swinging spiked log. So there you go. So I'm going to take that
You can
away.
cut the silence in this room with a sword.
Well, I was kind of just showing what happened.
Yeah, I know. It fell in the big log trap, flung out, and smashed into the monster.
Oh, well, I'm glad you were watching the stream and
Actually,
metagaming
I
that.
am not. Actually, I am not. I know that type of trap. It's in Skyrim. They're very annoying. They get you when you walk through the door.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, yeah, you hear a couple seconds of silence, and then the golem starts to move at a really quick pace, and then you hear some stone falling, you hear some crunching, and you start to see the golem again. Let me take this off of the golem real quick. Alright, you can see that the golem is starting to move out of the darkness. Alright, so now we are back up to... Elephane, you're back up. You've got about 10 feet distance between you and the golem.
Alright, still not. I will try to get over the pit. To stand in front of Bay. That's just a dex to get over, right?
Yep. Dex acrobatics if you got acrobatics.
Won't won't.
Yeah, you basically you did an acrobatics over. Yeah, you basically you don't make it. You basically fall into the pit.
Oh shit!
So you guys see Elephane turn around.